Hey there, and welcome back to Crusader Kings 3, the bulwark of European paganism. So this is just I don't know, just a fun, casual little multiplayer, if anyone wants to get involved. Also, Croachi, cheers for the follow, appreciate that, my dude. I've been playing a bunch of other games on my own time, mostly in India, as I tend to do. Also, the competitive multiplayer, which was pretty interesting. But what we are looking for is King Mantu... Wait, King? Oh no, did I not save? No, here we are. Chieftain Mantvidas of Aluxne. Yep, because we got deposed of our crown in the last game. Simply for trying to make sure our vassals were nice and strong. So anyway, let's look at this. I'm not entirely sure I want to continue with this. Like, I do like the idea of, you know, fighting back for my crown and all that. And I'm really interested to see what... Oh, it's Switzerland, not Burgundy. My mistake. Oh, that's right. He switched back to Switzerland, but it's Burgundy's colour. Yeah. I was really curious to see what would happen with Burgundy and Italy. Italy may not look super big, but if you check their primary heir and who they're betrothed to... Oh, what's this? The Basilius of the Byzantine Empire. Oh, what's this? It's his primary heir. So, and also not a matrilineal betrothal. So, Italy is set to inherit the Byzantine Empire, which is fun. It will be a bit of an issue for him to clear out Orthodoxy and replace it with Catholicism, but it can be done. It's not super hard. I suppose he could even convert to Orthodoxy if he really wanted. But yeah, like, there's some things that I really want to do in the game, and I'm not sure, I haven't really heard back from any of the folks doing multiplayer. I know for a fact that Doge, who is playing Switzerland, will not be able to join us today, because he is busy doing things. But Switzerland was basically just gobbling up the world. They are Carlings, and, are there many other Carlings left in the world? There's a Carling in De Blois. So, yeah, anything that's a Carling, Switzerland has just been devouring. Also offering vassalage. He's been offering vassalage to a bunch of these people as well, who are now in his realm. Which was interesting to watch because, like, France was in as much tatters as Germany is right now last session. And the session before that, Italy was the same way. So, like, in the last two sessions, DJ has really built up a strong Italy. And in the last one session, Doge pretty much reunited France. Meanwhile, I'm down here, like, give me my crown back. Let's see if there's any... I can't start factions because... I'm a child, of course. I am 10 years old. I'm betrothed to a family member. Well... You know, we have the best blood anyway, so it kind of just makes sense, right? But what I really need to do is get some land back. How do I do that? Who do I have claims on? I have claims on, of course, the kingdom, and I guess Poland as well. Am I allied with Poland? Yeah, I am, and I'm in their war. Are my troops down here? Yes, they are. I have a fuckload of troops. I think that's mostly mercenaries? Yeah. 4,000 in mercenaries. I do have 2,000 of my own, though. We need to push through these sieging places and take a fight. Because these mercenaries only have 2 years left on them. So that's not great. What do I need to do? I need to take Lomza. No, I need to take Plock. Well, if I take Lomza, then I can get into where these guys are sieging. And I think that's the biggest threat, because both of these are Polish wars, right? Yep. Polish subjugation against 4K. Once I lose my mercenaries, we will still have enough. Is Poland running mercs? Poland is running 4,000 mercenaries? Where? What? Oh no, they're mine. Allies military strength, right. Okay, Poland has no mercenaries, they just have 2,000. So, together, we should be able to fight off this horde. Although that is... excuse me, that is the horde that I want to slap down. Oh, you know, one thing that I should be doing is opening this for multiplayer, because that's not something that I've done. So, first things first, Vidalism will be the password. Tick that little arrow, that check mark, because that is not affirmation you have changed a password. That is a button to click. And let's change the game name to a Bulwark of European Paganism. There we go. Change that. Also, wait, no. Yep. Public is great. And yeah, hopefully we can get some people in here. I'm going to copy this server code and just dump it into chat. And also I'm going to dump it into Discord. So, yeah. If people would like to join in, get their old kingdoms back, or perhaps join in as a new one, that is of course welcome. And of course I'll chuck in the password into the chat as well. Is Vidalism. And yeah, so there we go, that's all sorted. People can join in. We can eventually get this game rolling in a much better, well, you know, getting our allies back in as well. I would really love to get, well, this guy. Yeah, this guy holding Courland was supposed to be a player moving into Denmark. Well, their father was supposed to be a player moving into Denmark. They're fucking... oh my god. Whatever, it's fine. But their father died, and this fellow is one of the sons, like this guy's brother, who ended up getting just this bit, the chiefdom of Skåne, and spreading out, forming a kingdom of Sweden. And you can't be a king under a king, so they broke free and got independence. What else is going on that's weird? These guys are still Cainite, that's cool. Scotland, oh my god, what is going on in England? What is going on in the UK? Scotland is falling apart by the looks of it. Defending for a Yaldom, wow, okay, and a, oh, usurpation. So that is Ivaring that they're trying to replace. Who is a Sartru, and they are trying to replace him with you? No, you're trying to install... no, that's for a Yaldom. Excuse me? Yeah, no, this is the Kingdom War. Right, Prince Gunnar's claim, who is also a Sartru. Okay, so that's staying a Sartru for now. Most of the UK is indeed a Sartru, which is scary for the Catholics. But yeah. Unfortunately, Doge wiped out a bunch of weird religions that was down here, but we've still got some Adamites. We've still got some Lollards. What are you? Oh, random Ukanusko, fair enough. Tengri? What? There's Tengri in our lands? What is going on here? Taltoist took over Khazaria. Ibadis, yep, that's kind of fine. Also, Bori. Bori's doing awesome. They're about ready to reform. I don't think any of the Africans have reformed. I have seen Africans reform their religion before, though, so that's something to look forward to. Yapania, the nudists, are kind of branching out a little bit, but, you know, India's a mess. India is really, until one nation or one house prevails overall, India will just be a bunch of different religions. But that being said, nothing particularly interesting has popped up here. These are all the bog standard things that you see around here. They've just kind of reordered a bit. Which is less exciting. Zhengyi. Oh wow, that's a bit of a reach for them. Any of these pagans out here still surviving? Nongchos is not it. Ari is not it. Nope, all these pagans have been wiped out. Sad times. I'd like to do a playthrough of one of those pagans and just like, I don't know, reform my religion, you know? They're cool. Anyway. So... yeah, I mean, like... what am I thinking? What do I want to do here? Because I kind of don't want to play this just solo. So you know what? I'm going to just save this as is. I did make some changes, but, you know, nothing huge. Let's ditch that. I'm going to play a bit of single player because I really want to experiment with something, and I think it's an interesting concept, and I'm not sure if it's possible, but I mean, you know, at the moment it's just as likely that I'm not good enough to get it done that it's not actually possible. So, like, I need to experiment a bit with it a bit more. So, what the general idea is... just 1 second. Right, so what the idea is you start here as the Count of Kusinagara in the year of... what's it start? 867. You start as this guy, and you form the Empire of India by the year 1000. That is not an easy task. And that is me saying that with, like, you know, full manipulation of inheritance things, like basically getting free inheritance on empires and shit like that. Because what you need to form the Empire of India is you need the entirety of these 3 empires. You need the Deccan, the Bengal, and Rajasthan. You need them in their entirety, and only then can you merge all 3 of these titles into one single empire title. And yeah, I kind of wanted to experiment with that and see just how possible it is. So this is actually a pretty good character to start with, minus the content. He is 77. This is another thing that adds to the difficulty of this. You start so old, and all of your heirs are... well, all but one of your heirs are outside of range to have a baby if you've only got female heirs. So anyway, let's take a look into this. Malaya Ketu is the save, so let's do that. Also, it's a cool flag, or cool house crest or whatever. Hope is boldness. There's K9 when you need him. Yeah, so family. 2 sons, not exactly ideal. You are a diplomat. You are a good strategist. Wow, really good. We need to focus intrigue, though. For our first 2 characters, at the very least, we need to focus intrigue. So this guy is going to be our player heir. It already says that, but that means I will be disinheriting him as soon as we can afford that. But for now... in fact, I really don't need to. Like, if the realm splits when I die, that's only one thing. Though, that being said, we're not in a very good position financially. Oh, we got buildings this time. Interesting. You sometimes randomly start with buildings, and sometimes not. Would really love it if I started with an eco building. I never have. I'm not sure if it's possible. But, yeah. Anyway, what we need to look at is getting our son to have a baby before he dies. And for this child, we want it to be a good child because we'll be taking control of it. So congenital traits are a must and all we really care about. Where will we go? I want genius. Ooh. Now that's interesting. Comely and giant. Comely is really good because fertility. And if maybe I shouldn't focus the genius if I can get 2. Giant, oh god, no, but I shouldn't be focusing giant because I'm not combat oriented at all for this. At least not for the first, like, 4 or 5 generations, I think. No, 3. Yeah, so I think we go with Gimsheng. Or either of these 2 lovely ladies. Maybe I go with the oldest one, just so we don't end up with... No, I should go with the highest skills. So Hira is quite talented, especially in the intrigue division. And she is the best choice. So let's go with Hira. Yes. Please marry my son. Also, what am I focusing? Marshall, so lame. Let's get straight into skullduggery. Is there anything that I can do with any of this? This is all just siege stuff. Casus Belli, it doesn't matter to me. None of this matters to me. Man's home, doesn't matter. Does any of this give prestige and shit? Oh, romance schemes only. That's unfortunate. Marriage acceptance. Oh, okay, so that probably helped a bit. Well, no, she was over 100, so no, it didn't help at all. But that might help for grandkids. Okay, yeah. Promising prospects is a very useful thing to have for this style of gameplay. Interesting. That's a good one to pick up if you need to go down a martial route. Spouse opinion loves us. Kingsguard extra knights is good for wars, but we're not doing them. What do these do? Gallant is prestige up, which is alright, I guess. Strategist is enemy fatal casualties, which is really nice. And completely negates that one commander trait that gives you that ability. Fair enough. Or maybe that just gives you that ability if you're commanding the army, since that is a trait that you hold or you carry. But yeah, diplomacy is pretty cool. I think diplomacy will help us with our befriending schemes, because we do want to be going down this path, and we do want to scheme, we want to murder, we want to fabricate hooks, but we also want to make friends. So I will be murdering this guy's child, and hopefully marrying the other one to my daughter, and granddaughter, and perhaps player heir, perhaps not. If we can get a few more grandchildren spat out, then I can perhaps do some more skullduggery with this guy's family. Maybe try and keep this empire together so that it's easier, like I inherit the whole chunk rather than just a single kingdom in that. Parlor is also a good one to go for, considering they have one baby child. So if we have lots of daughters, we have lots of avenues to go to. Also, grandson can go to her, which does mean that I need to kill off either one of these guys' entire families. But that's not a problem. So, hold on. Let's just change the title here. But, like, okay, so I've changed the title of the stream to Empire of India before 1000 AD, question mark. So clickbaity. But yeah, I am totally down to return to the multiplayer if people rock up and want to join the multiplayer. But it just seems like I run the risk of tanking people's kingdoms if I don't let them play it themselves. Because that's essentially what happened up in Denmark. We unfortunately couldn't get young G or Erasmus into his kingdom because it just wasn't available for the time, and things were poorly organized on my part, so yeah. But yeah, I don't want people's kingdoms and empires and shit to be ruined just because they weren't able to make it with my incredibly inconsistent schedule. But yeah, anyway, we can continue with this for now and see how we go. I am not done yet, though. We are not ready to unpause. There is still much to be done. I've only gotten one marriage off. You're not going to have kids, so it doesn't matter, but can I get an alliance out of you? Let's check all traits and alliance power. Nope, most certainly not. Fair enough. Understood. Alliance power. Could get some with you, however, you will have kids, and I kind of want to keep that to a no right now. Right, yeah. So, council. Council is the next stage what we look at. Council is super important, mainly the spy master, but also, like, you know, having a good steward is really important as well, because we super badly need money, and converting religion and culture is just something that should be done, I guess. I don't know, really. Maybe it's not worth it to do that, especially, well, we do have negative popular opinion. So we would get revolts, and we don't have a lot of troops, so those revolts could be risky. I don't think they'd ever be more than like 300 troops, maybe. But there's nothing to do with this guy anyway. I don't even need the piety, and I certainly don't need you to fabricate claims. I can do that myself, buddy. So let's just get him on that, and as much... Yeah, I'd like money. I would much rather have the money first and get basic eco going in both of my provinces. So I'm just going to keep focusing money. All of these, by the way, yeah, all of these guys are garbage, so they will all be getting replaced, hopefully. You're not too bad, though. 15 stewardship, that might be the best available to us. 18 marshal, my son, you say. What a glorious son. Okay, so 15 stewardship, 18 marshal. Are some pretty good numbers. Let's see who we can get into our realm. Spymaster can get 19 marshal, but like, that's my son, so I might as well just put him in there. I don't need the extra point. And we generally only get 3 women in our court, which means we can only get 3 male counselors of our choice. So let's take a look here. What we need is, of course, learning. 18 intrigue is a lot, but we can get the same from a lady, which is lovely. So never mind that. Since we can get 3, might as well go with these 3. So get in Basudevnayaran. Come on, buddy. Get into our court. And lady number 2 can bring in Matat. Come on, buddy. Get into our court. And, oh shit, we only had 2 ladies in our court. That's awkward. Of course, I can't marry my wife off. That's less good because I would have rathered a physician. I mean, I would have rathered... Well, you know what? We can find someone like that. I would have rathered a, Udapaya, or whatever they're called. Yeah, Udapaya over a, Chancellor. Oh well, it's fine. We can now find ourselves a well-trained spymaster. Don't need to do a matrilineal marriage, and for the rest of it, I think we can look at inheritable traits to get them into our court and producing babies in our court for which our next generation can marry. So yeah, let's get this genetic engineering operation underway as soon as possible. You are a great choice because you have 2. So let's go with you. And you, good sir, you can marry... yeah, you can marry this comely lady. Sure, go for it. You already marrying, and you can marry a fecund lady, because getting fecund into our household would be really nice. This guy's super old, so hopefully he just dies soon, really. We can let him breed like a rabbit for a while, though. That sounds like fun. Also converting everybody, because that just makes things easier. So, you won't convert yet, you won't, you will. You shouldn't inherently trust, positive to be will convert and negative to be won't convert. It generally does work out pretty close to that, but, there can be various modifiers that can tip it one way or the other. But yeah, this guy is really good. I'd love to get him into our court. 10 gold? Fuck yeah, get in our court. Let's get you married off straight away to a fecund lady so we can get a bunch of little giants in our realm. That sounds like a great idea to me. Yeah, let's focus on making people friendly with us so they'll be more likely to accept our conversions. Let's focus on training commanders so we can hopefully invite a better marshal in. And you're good where you are. Alright, and now all of this crap comes in and we go in for round 2 of conversions, and then we put out all of our new people into their roles. Lovely, lovely. Yes, yes. Very good. That's everyone. Convert, please. Convert, please. Convert. Convert. Yeah. Also, I think that Vaishnavism is a good religion to attempt this thing as. Just because a lot of the religions, like all the Buddhist ones, maybe a Buddhist one's a pretty good one to go for, actually, because they have, like, penalties for going to war. Yeah, they have dharmic pacifism. And since we're really not doing many wars, except for maybe a couple of kingdom claims in a few generations, maybe that could help. For now, though, I'm just happy to try with Vaishnavism. It feels quite solid because also, yeah, what my original thought was, a lot of these religions around here have equal inheritance laws, which means it's a lot more difficult to kind of finagle your court, or finagle your inheritance to be the way you want it to. If you have preference one way or the other with either male or female, it's great because, you know, you can have, like, for example, like a bunch of sons and they'll inherit, and then all of a sudden you have a daughter, and because you have matrilineal inheritance, all of those sons become secondary heirs to the daughter who gets the one primary title, or who gets all of the titles, and only if she dies, then the men inherit lands after her. Which is, yeah, great, because... neither of them... Ooh, excuse me? Nah, neither of them impress me. It's great because it's just a lot easier to keep your realm intact. You don't lose your power base when you die. I really don't need to explain this, like, you know, if you don't know these things, then you're probably very new to the game. Which, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. A lack of knowledge just means a lack of experience more than anything. So, yeah.